The hallway smelled faintly of roasted beans and polished wood. Lieutenant Mara Fox 9 Hall balanced a tray of steaming coffee cups, her gloved hands steady, but her mind miles away, reviewing mission schedules, logistics, and exit protocols. No one noticed her, just another orderly figure in the vast network of the naval base. That was exactly how she liked it seen, underestimated, unnoticed. Then the Admiral spoke. His voice was calm, authoritative, carrying across the room. Fox 9. Her heart skipped. Not because she had been discovered, but because the man himself. The Admiral had just used the name that only existed in whispers among the elite. His hands froze mid-paperwork, eyes widening imperceptibly, and for a heartbeat. The air between them thickened with recognition, unspoken understanding, and past missions shared in silence. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're re-watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Mara's steps faltered slightly, though her posture remained perfect. Memories flooded her mind. Covert operations in hostile territory, rescues that never made the logs, silent victories that only those who were there could ever understand. And yet here she was, delivering coffee. A mundane task. And still, the moment the Admiral spoke her call sign, she felt the weight of every untold story. The Admiral didn't move. His pen hovered over a report, then lowered, then hovered again. The room around them seemed to fade. Other officers shuffled papers, exchanged glances, sensing tension they couldn't identify. No one dared speak. A single cup clinked against its saucer, loud in the sudden stillness. Mara's chest tightened. The world seemed to hold its breath. She remembered the rules. Stay calm. Blend in. Never reveal yourself unless absolutely necessary. But instinct, honed over years of high-stakes operations, surged. A subtle nod passed between them, recognition layered over decades of shared missions, respect earned, silently, quietly. This was not a social interaction. It was acknowledgement of skill, of sacrifice, of truths too dangerous to speak aloud. Footsteps echoed down the hallway. Mara's eyes flicked toward them, guards, officers, and a few curious onlookers. Whispers began, small at first, barely audible. Did the Admiral just... Who is she? The murmurs spread, curiosity and tension blending into an electric charge. Mara's pulse was steady, heart trained to remain calm, even when every fiber of her being screamed alert. The Admiral finally set his pen down. He rose, moving toward a window that overlooked the training grounds, and for a brief moment, they were alone in the silent conversation of nods. Subtle gestures, and unspoken acknowledgement. Mara felt an unexpected surge of pride mixed with the familiar sting of being underestimated. Here, she realized, the ordinary world had no idea of what she could do or what she had already accomplished. Suddenly, alarms echoed from the training yard. A simulation gone wrong, an unscheduled breach, the chaos of possibility. Officers shouted, soldiers ran, and Mara's instincts shifted instantly from quiet delivery to combat readiness. Her eyes scanned exits, cover points, and potential threats. The tray of coffee no longer mattered. The mundane task vanished beneath her focus. She moved silently toward the training yard, blending into shadows, a ghost among the panic. The Admiral followed her gaze, his hands finally steady but tense. Every soldier, every officer, every onlooker now sensed the shift. This was no longer routine. Mara was in her element. The quiet respect of her call sign had just become a visible force of skill, precision, and authority. Enemies, virtual or simulated, fell in coordinated fashion under her guidance. Tools struck in unison. Soldiers moved like a tide, their chaos organized subtly by Mara's calm voice and decisive gestures. Dust and sunlight mingled in the air, shimmering around her as though the world itself acknowledged the skill she wielded effortlessly. Micro cliffhangers unfolded with every step. A soldier froze in indecision. Door slammed shut, a flare ignited, and she adapted without hesitation. Somewhere in the chaos, the Admiral watched, hands still partially raised from instinct, heart racing despite decades of service. Respect etched across his face. Admiration quiet but undeniable. He had seen many heroes, many operatives, many legends, but Mara was different. She was invisible, until she chose not to be. When the simulation ended, the yard fell silent. Soldiers straightened, murmurs rippling into awe. Mara's tray of coffee had long been forgotten. The Admiral approached, a faint smile breaking across his face. "Fox 9," he said softly, almost reverently. "You never fail to surprise." Mara inclined her head slightly, letting the acknowledgement pass without fanfare. Recognition, respect, and understanding hung between them like a bridge built silently over years of missions. Other officers began to murmur, whisper, and even clap, realizing that they had witnessed a master at work, a force that existed quietly until summoned by circumstance. Moral tension lingered. She had power, skill, and knowledge far beyond anyone else in the room. Yet she chose restraint, discretion, and humility. The lesson was clear. Mastery is not always loud. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it waits, sometimes it moves only when necessary. Later, the hallway returned to normal. The coffee cooled. Soldiers resumed their duties. But Mara and the Admiral shared a glance, a silent acknowledgement that some truths didn't need to be spoken. Some legends didn't need applause. They lived in the eyes of those who recognized them, in the weight of a call sign used with understanding, in the calm between chaos and action. Because kindness doesn't vanish, it waits, and it finds its way back. And as Mara walked away with her empty tray, sunlight glinting off the polished floors, she realized something profound. Even in the quietest moments, the world could witness greatness without it ever being announced. Thank you for listening to this story from Whispered Words. If it inspired you, leave a comment and subscribe for more cinematic, suspenseful tales of courage, skill, and quiet mastery.